Hey friends, Mac Austin here. Today I've got a couple of vintage Stanley joinery planes. I've got a number 50. This is a small combination plane. It plows grooves, cuts beads, rabbets. Very useful little plane. Here's a number 78. This is a moving philister or rabbet plane. Both of these are metal bodied and metal handled. And if you live in a colder climate like I do, these can get really hard to handle in the winter because the metal just sucks the heat right out of your hands. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to take some jute twine and we're going to wrap these handles really nicely and neatly, and we're going to coat them with shellac, and we're going to have a really nice feeling handle. And it's also more insulated, so it's not going to be as cold. All right, so we're going to start by taking off a length of twine here, and I'm just going to wrap it around my arm about 3 times, I think is about right. Done with the twine. Okay. Now the way this works is the cord will start underneath and then we'll wrap over itself, and then at the end we're going to pull the end underneath as well. So we're going to have a ridge running along somewhere, and where I like to put it anyway is right here. It seems to be the place where it sort of interferes the least or feels the least awkward. You don't want it right on your palm because you'll just feel that ridge. So to start it, we just put maybe an inch or so, and we start wrapping, and we're really careful here at the beginning that we're wrapping tightly over that start piece. And once we've gotten just a few wraps over that, it gets pretty locked in. So I'm just maintaining pressure on it all the time. And as I do each wrap, I'm also pushing it up and making sure it's tight against the previous wrap. So hopefully what you can see here is what it's starting to look like. We're just going to keep going with that until we get down towards the end. I'm going to speed us up here. Now as we get down here towards the end, what we need to do, and in fact I'm going to back off just a couple. It's just a paper clip that's been flattened out and then just bent in half to make a little loop. Now I'm going to wrap over top of it, and I'll give you a look at this here in just a second. And then what's going to happen is we go around it a few times here, and then we're going to use it to pull the twine back under itself, and then we're going to tighten it up. Maybe just a couple more wraps. So what I've done here is I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wraps over top of the paper clip. And the loop of the paper clip is sticking out. And then we've got the tail of the paper clip sticking out down at the bottom. And what we're going to do is just thread this through. And now, as we pull this tail through, and we're going to use some pliers to do that, we're going to pull it under where we wrapped over the paper clip, and it's going to tighten things up. Okay, that got us through. Now what I want to do is pull that through. And I want to pull my twine the rest of the way through. Okay, so now what I've got is this little piece of twine just sticking out slightly, and we want to cut it off right in between the two pieces of twine there that it's coming through. And there we go. So there is our wrap. And now what we need to do is we're going to shellac over top of it. Okay, so I've just got some shellac here. And I'm just going to brush it on top here. And this stuff just wicks it right up. Okay, so I've already done a couple of coats, and I'm putting the third and final coat on. You may have noticed when I was putting on the first coat, I put it on pretty heavy. This is not like how you would shellac wood. You really want to put it on pretty thick. And I have a relatively thin cut of shellac because it soaks in to the twine. And that's what you want to happen. You want it to soak in. It's strengthening everything. It's going to keep it in place and make it a little bit more rigid, a little bit more durable. And 3 coats of this is enough. And you really don't need to do this at all. But I think it makes for a little bit better of a result. And like I said, I think it's a bit more durable. All right, well, that's all there is to it. We're done. Maybe 15 minutes of work total to wrap it, 3 coats of shellac on it, and that's gonna make this plane a lot more comfortable to use, especially in the winter. So give it a shot if you've got planes like this, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.